Hi, welcome to the Gluten-Free Nook. My name is Liberty and I'm happy to have you here. Today we are going to do a sweet strawberry shortcake. And we're going to start off with our ingredients. Here we have our sugar, our baking powder, psyllium husk, salt, an egg, butter, buttermilk, flour, and a natural turbinado sugar for topping. And to start here, you're going to heat your oven to 450. And then in a food processor or in a bowl with a pastry cutter, we're going to cut up our cold butter here and use 6 tablespoons. We're going to put that into the food processor. We want to make sure that butter is nice and cold, not room temperature. And then to this, we are going to add 2 cups of all-purpose gluten-free flour. And then cover up and pulse until it is blended pretty well. And then once this is all pulsed, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. And next will be our 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of psyllium husk, or you could use xanthan gum if you have that, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to crack in 1 egg and 1 cup of buttermilk. In this case, if you don't have buttermilk, which I didn't, you can use regular milk with about a teaspoon of white vinegar. And then just set that up ahead of time and let it sit for about a minute, and it will just kind of naturally curdle your milk and give it a sour flavor. A lot like buttermilk and buttermilk consistency. It's a trick we use and pretty much all I use in the kitchen. And then we're going to blend this really well in our food processor until everything comes together. Your batter or dough should be nice and sticky and thick. And then next we're going to portion this out on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. In this case I did 6 drop biscuits. Honestly, you probably could have gotten 8 to 10 smaller biscuits. These ones puffed up a lot and turned out quite large. In hindsight, I probably would do them smaller to stretch portions a little longer. But yes, nice drop style. Kind of top everything off here. Make sure they're fairly even. Kind of scrape everything off. Top there, make sure all those little scraped off parts are kind of connected to the main dough. Then you're going to take this turbinado sugar and you're going to kind of generously sprinkle some on every biscuit. I'd say kind of about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon, maybe 1/3 of a teaspoon actually. And this is going to kind of give it a nice crystallized sugar top. I'll admit, probably my children's favorite part. Get a little bit of a professional touch you might find in a bakery versus at home. And then we're going to bake this for 18 to 20 minutes at 450. And while that's baking, we melt the rest of our butter. So about another 2 tablespoons of butter. And then when they come fresh out of the oven here, you are going to baste them with that melted butter. It's kind of a generous little baste all the way around. And then as that cools, it just kind of soaks in with that crunchy sugar and that nice buttery top. And if you don't use all the butter, that's fine. This isn't a necessary step, just a nice step that adds just that little extra touch of love and flavor. And then once you have them basted, you can let them sit and cool, or you could serve them hot if you wanted to. I think with the strawberry shortcake, they taste a little better at room temperature. And then here we are going to assemble. So we're going to slice one open, and they're nice and light inside, nice and airy. And then here I have strawberries that I had cut up earlier, and they're tossed with a couple tablespoons of sugar and some water. Let them sit for, I'd say, half hour. Let the flavors meld and the sweetness to kick in. And then we're going to put some whipping cream, top it back up, and then just a bit more strawberries and another dollop of whipped cream. Ah, looks delicious. And then here we have the final product, a fresh strawberry sweet shortcake in a drop biscuit style. Gluten-free, very easy to do. This took a matter of moments to prep, about 18 to 20 minutes to cook, and then look at this beauty. It was delicious.